Embarkation day is fun and exciting, but let's face it, it can also feel hectic and overwhelming. In fact, making some of these boarding day mistakes can lead to a disappointing start to a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I titled this video Embarkation Day Mistakes That New Cruisers or Rookie Cruisers Often Make. However, I have to admit, some experienced cruisers, even me, have made some of these mistakes as well. Now, cruising is a really fun and relaxing vacation. However, there are a few things that we all need to do within the first few hours of boarding our cruise. And if we don't do them, well, they really do impact the rest of the days on the ship. In this video, I'm sharing 13 boarding day mistakes not to make and what to do instead. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number one mistake that people make on boarding day is not doing their muster drill or their safety check-in at their muster station right away as soon as they board their cruise. Now, I know a lot of people make this mistake because every time I am on a cruise, I continue to hear announcements over the intercom reminding people to go to their muster station to do this check-in. Now, this process only takes a few minutes, but it is mandatory. Now, by the way, in addition to checking in at your muster station, you'll also have to watch a short safety video. Now, you can watch this in your cabin, so on the cabin TV, and you can often watch this on your phone as well. So I do have a little tip. When you arrive in your cabin and you're putting just a few of your things away, do turn on the TV. You can watch the safety video at the same time, or you can watch it on your phone during lunch, or even sometimes at the cruise terminal before you board. Number two, not embarking as early as possible on embarkation day. Now, will there be a line if you embark early? Perhaps. Will there be a line if you embark late? Perhaps. The difference is if you embark early and it does take an hour to get on, you'll probably get on the cruise ship by 12 or maybe 1 o'clock. If you arrive at 2 o'clock and it takes an hour to get on board the ship, then you arrive at 3 o'clock, leaving less time to do your muster station and anything else that you plan to do before the ship sails away. Now, by the way, if you're one of the first people on board, something that you might want to do is head up to the Lido deck, grab a deck chair, grab a drink perhaps, and enjoy that pool before anybody else is around. Number three, it's a mistake to not check out your cabin as soon as you can on a cruise. There are a couple of reasons. First of all, you want to make sure everything's in working order, everything looks good in your cabin. But in addition to that, take some photos and video. I can tell you that it is a mistake to wait on this. Your cabin will never look as good as it does on embarkation day. Now, even if you have checked luggage, it is a mistake to not bring a carry-on bag or a carry-on suitcase on your cruise. You're going to want that to have all of the essentials that you'll need for the first day of your cruise. I like to always bring at least one change of clothes, maybe something either for the evening time or later on in the day on the cruise, a bathing suit, and some of the other things that I think I might need for that very first day. Now, something to be aware of is that the cabins may not be ready and available even for you to drop off your luggage, maybe for an hour or so after you board your cruise. So you are going to have to keep your carry-on luggage with you. So you don't want to overpack or bring too much with you on the first day of your cruise. Now, speaking of your cabin, it's a mistake to not say hello and meet your cabin attendant. Now, on boarding day, your cabin attendant is going to be very busy, but they'll usually take a couple of minutes to introduce themselves and to find out about any special requests that you may have. Now is not the time to be shy. So if you need extra hangers, if you need extra towels, or even if you like your ice bucket filled daily, this is a good time to ask. However, one thing to remember is they have a super busy day, so be patient. Now, when it comes to cruise ship technology, there are a couple of mistakes that you want to avoid on boarding day. One of them is downloading the app once you get on board the cruise. That is not the time to download the app. You really want to make sure that you have the app downloaded before you board the cruise, and ideally at home or even at the hotel. Basically, it just becomes more difficult once you are on the cruise ship with that cruise ship Wi-Fi or lack of it. Now, by the way, if you downloaded the Cruise Line app and it just doesn't seem like it's working properly or that well, sometimes that does happen and it works once you're on the cruise ship. If you do have any problem, you can simply ask a crew member. Not putting your phone in airplane mode before sail away. Now, I know cruise ship Wi-Fi is confusing. I actually did an entire video all about cruise ship Wi-Fi. I will leave that at the end if you do have some questions about that. However, in almost every case, you do need to put your phone in airplane mode. Now, there is a process if you do have cruise ship Wi-Fi to still get on that Wi-Fi using airplane mode. On the cruise ship, they will have instructions on these little papers, and there are crew members to help. Avoid the buffet on boarding day if at all possible. Now, sometimes it is not possible. However, if you do research your cruise ship before you board, you'll find out some of the different places that are open for lunch on boarding day. They could be the main dining room, they could be some of the different cafes, they could be the poolside grills, they could be the pizza restaurants, and they are going to be less crowded. Not making your required reservations as soon as you board. Now, not every cruise line or cruise ship will have this, but if you are on certain cruise ships, you'll find that you have to make some reservations for some of the really big shows as soon as you board, or even in some cases for some of the specialty restaurants. If that's the case, you'll want to make sure you do this as soon as you board the ship so that you do get your preferred times and dates. Now, speaking of reservations, there is something many first-time cruisers might not know. If you have traditional dining, so meaning a 6 o'clock dining and an 8:30 dining as an example, then you will have fixed seating at a table in the main dining room. Something that a lot of experienced cruisers do is they go over to the maitre d' in the afternoon. So usually at around 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, there are going to be some hours that are available, and they do check out their table. In this way, you can check your table, and if it's not in the location to your liking, so perhaps it's near a window and you'd prefer not to be near a window, you can actually request to make a change at that time. Now, speaking of dining, it is a mistake to think things are going to be perfect on the first night of your cruise, at least in the main dining room. And I think that this is a little bit of a mistake that I've been making on recent cruises. The first night is often hectic. It's hectic, especially for open or anytime dining. And I think it is a good idea. I've heard this tip before, but I haven't actually used it myself. So please let me know if you do. But I think it can be a good idea to consider skipping the main dining room for the first night of your cruise, especially if you do have that open dining, and instead opting for a specialty restaurant. Please let me know if you've ever done that and if you'd recommend it. Now, by the way, if you're planning your cruise and you like to keep organized, I do have the Lifewell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the Lifewell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable printable cruise planner that you can keep organized from the time that you book your cruise all the way through disembarkation. Now, it includes cruise packing lists, embarkation checklists, and more. I will leave all of the information about the Lifewell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner down below in the description of this video in case you are interested in checking that out. Not registering and visiting the kids club on embarkation day. Now, usually on boarding day, there will be a couple of hours that the kids club has sort of like an open house style registration. It's a good opportunity for kids and parents to visit, meet some of the counselors or the animators, and for the kids to make some friends as well. Now, even though embarkation day is hectic, missing out on this is a big mistake. Kids start to meet each other and bond a little bit like the first day at camp or the first day at school, and while they can definitely make friends later on in the cruise, it definitely makes things harder. Now, if you've purchased a beverage package, this is not a mistake, but it is something good to know, especially on boarding day. Now, oftentimes the soda packages and the other drink packages, well, they will often come with sort of a thermal insulated travel mug. And if you do want to have this, this is often only available at a certain bar or even sometimes where they are selling and promoting the drink packages. So if you haven't received one in your cabin, now you do want to get this on boarding day as quantities can be limited. Going to guest services unless you really have to. The truth is there will be a big line at guest services for probably hours on boarding day. Now, we'll actually get a little bit less later on at night or even during dinner time. So if you can wait a little bit, that is going to be something better. Don't ask for upgrades if you are on a full ship. If you are on a full cruise ship during a busy time, do not bother going to guest services to ask for a free upgrade. It simply won't be available. However, what you can do is ahead of time before your cruise, try to bid for an upgrade. Not unpacking. Now, one of the benefits of going on a cruise is that you can go to multiple destinations and unpack only once. Plus, when you unpack, you can truly feel at home. So hang up the items that you want to hang up so that they're not going to crease. That's going to be a lot better. By the way, if you have any items that you do need to send to pressing, that's something that you'll want to do on boarding day as well. Not taking in sail away. Now, sail away is pretty special on a cruise ship. It is the moment that your cruise vacation really starts. So whether you go to the sail away party or you enjoy your sail away privately on your own balcony, take a few minutes to savor the fact that your cruise vacation has really begun. Now, I am going to leave the information all about the Life Well Cruised Ultimate Cruise Planner down in the description below this video, and I'm also going to leave the video about cruise ship Wi-Fi at the end of this one, but I would love to hear from you. Please let me know if you've been on a cruise before, any of the boarding day mistakes that you may have made in the past, and if you are going on a cruise, please let me know any of the questions that you have down in the comments below. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.